Looks like the Bears come out early. You don't know yet, but for the first time in our school's history, BYU is starting a true freshman at quarterback by the name of Bear Buckmeyer. I know it's weird seeing 47 on a QB jersey, but he's going to tell y'all, he's going to show you that you can wear anything and still be a good quarterback. Go get him, Bear. I also heard during the NFL, Joe Flacco is the starter for the Browns for Week 1, starting with Daniel Jones on the Colts, which angered a lot of Anthony Richardson fans. All I gotta say is, Daniel Jones has better completion percentage career-wise than Anthony Richardson. Just letting you know. Anyways, let's get to the video. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I'm the Grizz. And ladies and gentlemen, preseason week 2 reaction today. After this preseason week 2, we saw the depth charts of everything. I think some teams are obvious, some were not. We're going to be looking at the preseason week 2 games though. If for some mind-boggling reason you still haven't found that season 2 playlist, I'll make sure to have it in the description so that you can go find it and click on that link so you can get every single episode from that season so you're all caught up, and you also have it for future episodes whenever they come out. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. It helps the channel a lot. Without further ado, let's react to the week 2 games, shall we? Starting off with the Friday games, and yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. Falcons are 0-2 in preseason. Lost to the Lions last week. Well, since the game ended abruptly. This time, in the whole 60 minutes, we lose 23-20 to the Titans. Offensively for the Titans, it wasn't exactly anything special. Brandon Allen was accurate besides the interception he threw. Jamar Jefferson and Gardner Helm had the only offensive touchdowns in the game for Tennessee. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention 2-7 for Cam Ward. Yikes. I'm just excited to see what he could do against the NFL defense. Not the first one, though. There were 2 players of defense I also wanted to highlight. Kendall Brooks returned the interception for a touchdown against us. And Cedric Gray had a half a sack, a QB hit, and 5 solo tackles. Oh yeah, he also had an interception, but it was called back, which sucks. As for the Falcons offense, well, Easton wasn't terrible. Nathan Carter actually played well. And also Chris Blair dominated again. Oh hey, Nick Nash, 3 catches again. And also had more catches than David Sills. And DJ Chark. Oh yeah, by the way, DJ Chark got released. Oh, I almost forgot, Quincy Skinner also had 2 catches from Vanderbilt. I also wanted to highlight a couple things on defense. Natrell Brooks got the only interception for the Falcons defense, thanks in large part to the pressure forced by James Pierce. He's going to be a beast on the field in the regular season. Oh yeah, Youngmin Koo is not losing that starting kicker job anytime soon. I mean, it was a good game. Like, it was close. It was just I would rather see us win a preseason game before we could do anything else. But maybe going winless in preseason games is not that bad. And here we go with the other Friday preseason game. The Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Seahawks 33-16. Chiefs backups lose again. They're 0-3 in regular season and preseason from 2025. We got Brashard Smith in action. He actually did pretty nicely. He only had 3 carries, but he did have 22 yards. And also, Gardner Minshew pretty much secured his backup position, 7 of 9, 70 yards in the score. Robert Tonyan continues to prove he is a sneaky good tight end. As for defense, backups, there wasn't much really to say there, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's nice to see Sky Moore had an 88-yard punt return touchdown. Also, when the hell are we going to see Jalen Williams play? Oh, wait a minute, I see Nico Remigio. I remember he was a Fresno State guy. He had 2 catches. As for the Seahawks, Drew Lock balled out in the passing game. I mean, really, everybody did. Even Sam Darnold and Jalen Milroe. As for Drew Lock, he had 10 of 12 for 2 touchdowns, 130 yards. Pretty nice. Rushing game was, oh my gosh, I'm just now seeing this. And the total rushing yards in this game for Seattle was 268 in this preseason game. Damn. The player with the least rushing yards was actually 18 rushing yards with Jalen Milroe, but still, that's impressive. Obviously, 2 touchdowns in that rushing game. Our GOAT, Jake Bobo, got 2 catches, and they were both for touchdowns. Seth Coleman had 1.5 sacks in this game. He balled out on defense. And Brandon Peely even got a safety. This is just showing that Kansas City needs their starters to be healthy along with playing well, because if not, they're kind of screwed. Seattle has depth, that's for sure. Now we move on to the Saturday games. First up, the Packers beating the Colts 23-19. So, a Canadian player by the name of Taylor Elgersma existed here. 7-11 for 109 yards. Could he be taking the backup job? Here's another weird one. Israel Abanikanda had a touchdown rushing, along with Amar Johnson, Sean Clifford. 3 rushing touchdowns allowed by Indianapolis. Crazy. Yeah, even Sean Clifford got a rushing touchdown against them. Now, Emmanuel Wilson had 65 total yards. Pretty nice. Deslin Alexander had a sack, so that was cool. That's really all I have for the defense. Colts played 4 quarterbacks this game, including Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. By the way, like I said before, Daniel Jones is the starter right now for week 1. I see DJ Giddens got some playing time. He had 6 carries. Did pretty good, 4.7 yards a carry. Ulysses Bentley also had some shine. You know, the Ole Miss guy. And DJ Giddens from Kansas State. Coleman Owen had the most receiving yards at 4 catches, 46. Really, only 2 guys balled out on defense. That was Austin Giage and Chris Lamons. Is preseason kicker appreciation season or something? Because Spencer Schrader had 4 field goals, including a 56-yard bomb. Safe to say, Packers and Colts, for the most part, don't exactly have depth on the defense. Offense is a completely different story. Next up, we got the Patriots beating the Vikings 20-12. Josh Dobbs continues to be your mom's favorite backup, 11-16 for 100 yards and a touchdown. Trevion Henderson had another touchdown, this time on the ground. But how about Efton Chisholm III? 6 catches, 71 yards and a score? Whoa. Attended St. College's Cooper Kupp, apparently. Nice. But how about 3 players on defense, though? Kyle Duggar with a pick, Alex Austin with the interception, and guess what? 3 sacks from Anthony Jennings. This Alabama defender is doing wonders over there. Guy got the hat trick in sacks. As for the Vikings, yeah, that was not it. Better hope J.J. McCarthy stays healthy this season, otherwise y'all are screwed. I mean, Max Brosser wasn't completely ass, but yeah, throwing that interception was not great. I mean, Brett Rippon wasn't a bad option either. Russian offense got stalled out. Well, at least Xavier Scott and Tim Jones had themselves pretty nice games. Not really much to speak about for the defense, except maybe Tavier Thomas with 6 tackles and Kobe King with 4 tackles and a QB hit. You know, the Kobe King for Penn State. Kicker appreciation season, Will Riker 4 field goals. Tennessee, I hope you're regretting everything about firing Mike Vrabel because that guy's a great coach. Next up, we got the Dolphins playing the Lions 24-17, with the Dolphins coming out on top. Much better game for Quinn Ewers, 11-17 for 2 touchdowns and a hundo. Zach Wilson, though, 15-23, 151 yards and a score. These 2 quarterbacks only got sacked 1 time. Ollie Gordon continues to be him in the rushing game. The highlight of the offense had to be Mr. Theo Weiss from Missouri. Dude had 6 catches, 80 yards, and 2 scores. Wow. Nice touchdown from Dwayne Eskridge as well. 2 players I wanted to highlight on Miami's defense. Jordan Phillips, who had 1.5 sacks, and Ethan Robinson with an interception in this game. You 2 balled out. Big Ten stand up for that Maryland and Minnesota player. Ethan Robinson from the Gophers, and of course Jordan Phillips from the Maryland Terrapins. God, I miss when Maryland was good. Lions didn't do terribly either. I mean, Kyle Allen had 2 touchdown passes. Hendon Hooker, that guy is pretty much done in Detroit. Good stuff in the Russian defense of Miami. But the receiving game, Jackson Meeks, 7 catches, 93 yards and a touchdown, along with Arkansas Razorback Isaac Tesla. The Tesla's still running smooth. 4 catches, 41 yards and a score. Oh yeah, I just realized Jackson Meeks from Syracuse. As for the defense, well, you know, they were very abysmal. Unfortunately, I knew this day would come. Lions on the decline after some magical runs. Hopefully Dan Campbell can clean this mess up. At least have his guys healthy, because if not, yeah, you're cooked. Up next was this game, the only game I even watched on Saturday. The Browns against the Eagles. Also Dylan Gabriel's first start in preseason. And the Browns won 22-13. Yeah, I got to see Dylan Gabriel play for the first time, and he actually did pretty nicely, aside from the 2 turnovers. I mean, 13 of 18 for 143 yards. And unfortunately, Snoop's getting cut, even though he had 10 of 13 for 71. App State guy Money Marshall had a rushing touchdown, but Pierre Strong, 89 rushing yards on 13 carries. Yikes. We might have a new Nick Chubb replacement, Cleveland. Apparently, South Carolina player Gage Larvadane had a nice game as well. 59 total yards, 3 catches, 43 yards. Not too bad. I also wanted to highlight a big man pick six. KJ Henry had an interception return for a touchdown that game. Well, 255 pounds isn't that big, but for a defensive lineman to get a pick six like that, a big man's dream. No Tanner McKee this game. It was DTR and Kyle McCord playing, and both of them were pretty bad. I mean, Kyle McCord was fine, but DTR, bust. Rushing game was dog shit. This is literally why they need Saquon. At least a nice Smith had a touchdown. And that touchdown pass came from Kyle McCord. Oh yeah, guess who also had a pick six? Andrew Mukaba. Or however you want to say it. He got an interception return for a touchdown also. This Texas behemoth Easton have a fumble recovery. 2 turn takeaways from him. Dog is going to be a beast for Philadelphia in the future. The QB depth chart for Cleveland goes like this. Joe Flacco's the starter. Pickett's the backup. Dylan Gabriel is 3rd string. Shador is 4th string. And they cut Tyler Huntley. Much to the dismay of Shador fans everywhere. Now the media's not going to let the Browns hear the end of it. You could have at least given one of the rookies a chance to play backup. But that's why I'm not the general manager. Next up, well, this was an abysmal game. 20-3, Panthers lose to the Texans. There was like nothing much to say about this game, except it was bad for Carolina. Jack Plummer sucked. Rushing game got stalled out. The only guy who really made a difference was Bryson Tremaine. And of course, the defense was even worse. I kind of feel bad for Carolina at this point. As for Houston, it wasn't too much. C.J. Stroud had a touchdown pass. Irv Smith wasn't a terrible tight end. C.J. Stroud threw a touchdown to Nico Collins, of course, his #1 target. There were also 2 interceptions in this game. Damon Arnett and Jalen Smith got interceptions. All I want to say for Panthers fans is, well, brace yourselves. Up next, we got the 49ers beating the Raiders 22-19 in a very close game. Matt Jones was okay, 13-16, 130 yards, but threw a pick. Carter Bradley from South Alabama had almost a hundo. I mean, Jeff Wilson had a rushing touchdown, even though the rushing game got completely shut down. Where did Robbie Chosen come from? He almost had 100 receiving yards on 5 catches. 3 sacks in this game by San Francisco defense. Nick Martin from Oklahoma State had a sack. Chase Lucas from Arizona State had a sack along with an interception, along with Vanderbilt's Jalen Mahoney. Can't forget about Jake Moody, 5 of 6 field goals, including the game winner with 4 seconds left. Guy's still good. I'm not even going to talk about the quarterbacks from Vegas. I mean, Geno Smith was alright, but his backup's ass. Ashley Genty finally scored in a preseason game. Jab back rookie 2nd round receiver had 2 catches, but Brock Bowers 1 catch for 28 yards. Guy is still going to be a beast at tight end. As for the defense, well, 2 players I really want to highlight. Charles Snowden with 6 tackles and 2 TFLs. And of course an interception from Jeremy Chin. Oh, hi Daniel Carson, another kicker appreciation season incoming. I'm sure these 2 teams will be just fine, especially with 2 above average coaches. Up next, the Rams squeaked by the Chargers by 1 point, 23-22. Trey Lance just continues to get his career revived by Jim Harbaugh. Rushing game continues to be mediocre despite Rocket Sanders getting a touchdown. Jay Harris balled out, so did Keandre Lambert-Smith, man. Both of those 2 balled out this game. 6 catches for 85 for Trey Harris and 2 catches for 66 yards for KLS. How about a 300-pound player getting an interception now? Terrell Edwards got one. Oh, hey, Digger the kicker. Guys, I gotta say it. Stetson Bennett is fucking him. This man had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and 28-40 in the preseason. This guy's competing with Tanner McKee for the best backup in the league. Hey, how about Missouri legend Cody Schrader, 72 total yards, 48 rushing, 24 receiving. Gotta shout out 4 players on this receiving core. Brendan Presley with 100 yards receiving, touchdowns for Mario Williams, True Edwards, and Kanata Munfield. Pitt, LA Tech, Tulane, and Oklahoma State getting represented very well with this receiving core. Only guy I really want to highlight for the defense was Brennan Jackson with 2 sacks. Oh yeah, I just now saw that True Edwards got the game-winning touchdown with 5 seconds left in this game. The clutch genes of Stetson Bennett cannot be taken for granted. Guy's a beast. Next up, we got the Bucks and Steelers. I didn't really pay attention to this game much. 17-14 Bucks win. Teddy Bridgewater threw 2 touchdowns after getting signed by Tampa Bay. What was that university called? Oh yeah, Bowling Green's Connor Bazelak was pretty good. 14 of 18 for 100 yards. Oh, he played for Indiana as well? Nice. Mika Ibuka had a touchdown, and Bucky Irvin had one as well out of the backfield. Can't forget about Sterling Shepard's 3 catches for 47 yards. Is this guy back? There were 3 interceptions in this game, and 4 sacks by the Bucks. That includes interceptions by Kendall Vildor, Georgia Southern guy. Nice. Antonio Greer got an interception, so did Zion McCollum. The Antonio Greer from Arkansas? Jesus, the defense showed up this game. Quarterback performance was not that great. I mean, Skylar Thompson was okay. The rest of them, Trey Sermon had a touchdown. Caleb Johnson got some action. He actually didn't do too bad. 11 carries for 50 yards. How about Roman Wilson, former Michigan Wolverine, with 2 catches for 72 yards? And then we also got Brandon Johnson, who had a touchdown. Former UCF wideout. Derek Harmon had a sack. I mean, Deshaun Jameson had a forced fumble. And Quinton Johnson even had a fumble recovery in this game. Got some stars on their defense, but you better hope that starting defense is still healthy. Otherwise, your secondary might be cooked. Can't wait to see you Bucks week 1, especially when you don't have Tristan Wirfs in the lineup. Next up, Jets get smoked by the Giants 31-12. Brady Cook threw the only touchdown, the passing touchdown that the Jets even had all game. Andrew Martinez was okay until he threw an interception. Former Kansas player Quentin Skinner had the touchdown for Brady Cook. Is Brady Cook going to cook now? And I needed to give a shout out to Dean Clark of the Jets, who had 3 tackles, a sack, and a pick. Guy along with Quantez Stickers, who had the other interception, balled out this game. But it just wasn't enough to stop Jackson Dart from getting 130 yards, only missing 2 completions and a touchdown. Russell Wilson, man, interception along with Tommy DeVito. Your starting job might be in trouble. 3 rushing touchdowns. Jackson Dart had 1, Singletary had 1, Winston had 1. Where the fuck is Scatterboo? Needed to highlight 2 players on the receiving corps as well. Touchdown from Grant Dulcich, a former Bronco tight end, and also Bo Collins from, I can't remember now, Notre Dame, 80-yard reception. Oh yeah, almost forgot about Dante Miller having 17 rushing yards and 43 receiving yards on 4 catches. Besides Bakari Page getting an interception, for the most part, it wasn't exactly great for the Giants defense. It's a good thing Jackson Dart and the offense of the Giants showed up this game. Up next, we got the Ravens destroying the Cowboys 31-13. Despite throwing 2 interceptions, Cooper rushed 20 of 30 for almost 200 yards and a score. Not bad. Dearness Johnson, 60 rushing yards and a score. Rasheen Ali again having a solid game, 62 rushing yards. Kirkwood had the only receiving touchdown in the game, former Temple player, and also Devontae Walker 6 catches for 61 yards. Defense cooked this game with 3 sacks. Ruben Lowry had an interception. Jay Higgins had a sack and a forced fumble. I think it was Malik Hand that had the recovery? Oh, sorry, that was Kyman Rucker. At least Keon Martin also caught the defensive back with a sack. Also, Tyler Loop, you are the new Justin Tucker, my friend. As for Dallas, yeah. Don't be surprised if Dallas misses the playoffs again. At least John D'Amico had a 49-yard catch. And the defense got 2 interceptions. Keeman Hall with a pick and Andrew Booth with a pick 6 and 7 tackles. Aside from the defense and Jonathan Mingo, your team sucked this week. I tried to tell people Brian Schottenheimer is not going to be a good head coach. You're going to see why this upcoming season. In the final Saturday game, we got the Broncos beating the Cardinals 27-7 to preseason. For Arizona, Jacoby Brissett threw a touchdown. I mean, passing offense was, not it. Rushing offense was even worse. At least Simi Fehoko had a touchdown. Stanford Cardinal. Nice. We got to play them this year. Only highlight I could really find in this game was, Elijah Jones forced a fumble, and I think Jalen Jones recovered it. Nope, sorry, Levi Jones recovered it. God, there's a lot of Jones defenders on this team. For Denver, Jarrett Stidham balled out, 240 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that defense was ass. I mean, Archie Harvey finally scored a touchdown. Oh my god. Pat Bryant, 4 catches, 70 yards. Guy's gonna be a beast. Troy Franklin, 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. How about Evan Ingram with a 58-yard reception? Dude, what was this defense for Arizona? And, well, the defensive guy that was really one to highlight was Jordan Turner. 3 QB hits, 1.5 sacks. Michigan State Jordan Turner, I would add. This isn't just on how good Denver is. This is about how Arizona's defense is going to be. Yikes. They need their starters badly to be healthy. Moving on to the Sunday games. There were 2 of them. New Orleans and Jacksonville tied at 17. For Jacksonville, not really much to highlight as far as quarterback play. 2 interceptions in this game. Nick Mullins was okay, but Trevor Lawrence threw the only touchdown through the air. Only guys to really highlight was Bashal Tutin, the Virginia Tech guy with a rushing touchdown, along with Parker Washington, who had a receiving touchdown this game. 2 sacks for Jacksonville's defense and an interception by Kendall Lovely. WMU guy. Interesting. I mean, rushing game was a stagnation for New Orleans, but at least for the passing game, Spencer Rattler still rattling on with a touchdown and almost 200 yards despite throwing a pick, and Tyler Shock might be cooked. Dante Pettis with 4 catches, 57 yards and touchdown. Mason Tipton with 6 catches for a hundo and receiving yards. The Yale graduate does it again. You know, New Orleans actually played better than Jacksonville this game. Jonas Sinker and Jalen Ford got picks, and there was also a fumble recovery somewhere. Oh yeah, and that was by Vernon Broughton. Future kind of looks bright for New Orleans. Jacksonville, I mean, their future looks bright too. Good luck to both of those teams this season. They're going to need it. As for the other Sunday game, well, Bills got shut out by the Bears 38-0. I mean, what the hell was this? Frank Gore Jr. from USM had to carry the load, get 80 yards on 12 touches. It is a show about Duke's Dwayne Carter had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, so at least that was good for him. I think we could all be honest and just say the Bears were just built different this game. 5 offensive touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 from Badger who had 200 yards, a hundo from Caleb Williams, he also threw a touchdown. Brenton Brown had a rushing touchdown, Ian Wheeler had 2 rushing touchdowns, combined for 150 yards. Only meets Securius, a Tyler Scott, Cincinnati guy with touchdowns. Interesting. Luther Burden was showing out. I mean, not much else to show for the defense except having a couple sacks. Amen I'm not even going to finish that last name. He had a fumble recovery this game. Excuse me, a forced fumble. Hello, Cairo Santos with 5 extra points. I'd be worried if I were you, Bills. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just make sure your starters are healthy, though. Otherwise, you might actually be screwed. Then here's this weird Monday game. This is the final game of Preseason Week 2. Bengals beating the Commanders 31-17. Much better game from Jake Browning. 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow even threw a touchdown. Chase Brown ended up with the only rushing touchdown in the game for Cincinnati. Oh yeah, and Taj Brooks had a nice game. 47 rushing yards on 11 carries. Little Texas Tech action here. How about this? Mitchell Tinsley, 2 touchdown receptions on 5 catches for 73, and Charlie Jones with the score. Penn State and Purdue representing the Big Ten over here with this. Well, the only 2 guys I really want to highlight were Barrett Carter and Tyson Anderson, who had interceptions. And 3 passes defense between the 2. Other than that, that was pretty much it. As for Washington, passing game looked like ass without Jaden Daniels. At least he had a rushing touchdown though, along with JCM. How about Chris Rodriguez with 6 carries for 62 yards, 10 yards a carry, Jesus. And the defense for the most part was pretty pitiful. I mean, they did have 2 sacks, but yeah. Can you make another magical run, Washington? And can Cincinnati finally fix their defensive issues? Who knows? That'll do it for this episode of Christy Talks Football. That'll do it for the Week 2 predictions for preseason. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give this a big that thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. This is the Grizz signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care.